Hello and welcome to What's Bubbling at ZIM Bubbling. I'm inventor Dan Zen, and I'm looking forward to this bubbling because we're going to take you through the new ZIM VEE site. So let's go there now at zimjs.com. Here it is. And here's Dr. Abstract and Pragma. And Pragma is very practical, and she'll take you through the Learn, Code, and Docs section. And Dr. Abstract is a little more philosophical. Well, let's go take a look at the news. Here it is. We have the bubbling videos, such as this one, and those will continue, as well as our blog, where we have posts on anything new, and we go into details there. The About section, we're still building out. This video will probably be the intro video. We'll also talk about the philosophy of code. Code is very much related to a philosophy as we're making and modeling life. So look forward to more of that, the philosophy of nodism. Here are examples where, well, there's ZIMbits, and ZIMbits itself has 64 examples, and also things that we've been building out recently, and projects that are out there in the public. Over on Pragma side, there's the Learn section. And if we scroll down here, it talks about the tools and the setup needed. And then in the Learn, there's the tutorials. So don't miss out on expanding that bar, the tutorials, where we have basic level about JavaScript things, strings and functions and variables and so forth. And then the ZIM Capture series on the basics of getting started and using components and dragging objects, etc. And the ZIMbit examples that have all been organized now into the basics to be able to show you how to drag things and do masks, hit tests. All in code that is well documented and organized. And then the mid-level, again, mid-level JavaScript with the What Is series, the mid-level ZIM captures on building together in video, and then the ZIMbits where the code is already made for you and nicely commented. Ooh, look at that, how to make a sprite explode something. You want to see that? So just click in there. This is it loading. Explode the target. Oh, you didn't have the sound. Let's see. Explode the target. There you go. And advanced level as well. Oh, by the way, if we were in there, you can then hit View Code and see all the code with the comments. The advanced level. With advanced level, what is the advanced level ZIM captures on grids and guides and laying out pages and 3D and physics and so forth, and then the supporting ZIMbit code for that. Very cool, huh? Just underneath that are the workshops. So if you want to teach a workshop, come on here. These are 3-hour workshops that can be taught. And then underneath that, lessons. Or you can request a workshop too. The lessons are 10 hours for teachers to teach. There's 2 modules, first module, second module, and we're coming out with a 3rd module shortly. Woohoo! Neato, huh? And then there's the code section. We've really bolstered the code section here and made it as easy as possible. You can download the ZIM zip to start right here. But we found even like if we give kids a zip file for them to unzip it and rename the fit so that they're not working in their template and so forth, it can take about 20 minutes to do. So here's our new, hopefully simpler way of just hitting the copy, and you copy and paste that into your editor. This is the frame template, the ZIM fit template that we suggest we start with. And there it is. Basically, you're putting your code in there. So we're starting with a circle on the stage that can drag, and then we can build from there. Neat, huh? And that's just as soon as you hit the copy thing, you can then paste that into an editor and get going. There's help, reminding people about the Learn and their tutorials and the bits. But also, if you've never coded before, you might want to start with Code Zero. There's the docs and support on Facebook and GitHub as well. Tools. Now, you see how we're scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. If you've already gotten the template in the zip, you can hit hide, hide, and we'll hide the help as well. And now right up top are your tools. So if you're working with ZIM quite often, you just come into the code section and there's tools that you need right there. Don't forget the distill. Distill will make it so your code is less. If you're doing this professionally, you should distill before you launch your app. There's a new tool called ZIM Zap, which is code sharing for ZIM, and you type in, so if you're working on Pac-Man or something like that, you would type that in there, you would enter your code, and hit submit, and then you can, that would be shared. It would be zimjs.com/zap/pacman. Neat, huh? And other tools that help. Texture packer for sprites and so forth. All of ZIM is built on Create.js, so make sure to pop in and see the Create.js site. Libraries. These are extra libraries to ZIM that work with the ZIM namespace, such as ZIM Socket. And ZIM Socket is multi-user, so if you were on the site as well, you would see me selecting that bit of text there. So there's collective coloring, so that's ZIM Socket. There's ZIM Game. If you click through here, you can get a leaderboard and play Zong. Oh, there's the leaderboard of Zong, and here's Zong, and you start bumping your paddles. You've got 2 paddles, and then eventually you get to 2 balls and so forth. And that's the game module. The game module will probably grow. It also has a stats counter and so forth. Physics. So how to work with physics. So there's an extra library, Physics.js, that works with Box2D and ZIM, and ZIM has created the Physics.js, and ZIM has created a 3 file as well, 3.js, although it's for support for 3.js. And then here's the Pizzazz module, which gives you extra things as well. And we'd like to bolster these a little bit and make official documentations right now. If you go to these examples, you can see the code that we're using, and in that code is all the documentation for it. But we'd like to make that show up in something similar to ZIM docs, so look forward to that. Here's how ZIM is organized. We have made some small changes in ZIM VEE. We've got display, methods, and controls. These used to be called create, build, and pages, and we've swapped the order of these two. So just an organizational and a name change there. And I think that should be pretty easy. These are the things that we display, like circles and buttons. These are the methods that they can do or have done to them, such as drag and animate. And then the controls are outside, in a sense. They help control these things, like layout pages, and motion controllers, and parallax, and things like that. ZIM frame. So this is just how ZIM is organized, and it shows up in the docs. So you can see all of these things in the docs later. Treats. Things that are a little bit different in ZIM, that are conveniences that we provide now. For instance, configuration objects, so you don't have to go null, 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 false if we're trying to make the thing drag and not come up to the top. Normally, if you drag something, it will by default come up to the top, but if you don't want that, you would have to place false there. Well, now we can pass that in as a single configuration object that says on top false. And that makes it easier. So ZIM methods and classes are like that. Chaining, we have the ZIM methods chain. So when you center something on the stage and move and drag, each one of these returns the object, so we can just chain them all like that. Isn't that cool? Or stack them like that. So ZIM methods are chainable. We've also provided properties generally aren't chainable, so you could put them on the end, but you might run into problems. But anyway, we've provided chainable methods for the properties, such as if you want to set the alpha with a chainable method, that's alp. And rot for rotation. That's kind of fun. ZIM presents a different way of doing loops, I think a more convenient way. We've been using it for a few months now, and it is excellent. It's easier to remember than the traditional for loop syntax, and it works really well with arrays, so that when you loop through the array, you get the element right in there as a parameter, and you can start using that. And it's handy for looping through the things we do in interactive media, such as loop through a container of objects, and then each time you loop, you get the object in here. So that is so convenient. Different timeout and intervals as well with extra features, this thing called ZIM VEE value, so you'll have to come in and check that out. And so these are things that are a little bit different with ZIM, some advances to programming world in ZIM, as well as some advances that were made by Create.js. For instance, Create.js has the on method instead of add event listener, and the on method has a few features that are handy as well. And indeed, some things that are in JavaScript that other languages may not have, such as module patterns and things like that. So have a look through that. If you've coded before, that'll be key to come in and read about that. Here's how ZIM relates to Create.js, which is what ZIM is built on. So have a read there. And then if you've not coded before, here are some object-oriented principles, quick definitions. You've got full definitions in the ZIM Learn section. And then programming, again, some quick definitions about different types of things in the programming, simple conditionals so that you can get started quickly. And that is the ZIM code section. Oh, I'm just noting up here there's little promos that happen, and if you do code and happen to be in GitHub, then please come on in, give a start a ZIM, and hang out there. Any issues you have, you can post your issues there as well. The docs are similar to before. You've got the those sections that we were mentioning there. Cool, huh? There's the display. So if you want to read about the circle, for instance, you click there, it opens up the docs on the circle. You can get a description, the parameters, the methods, properties, etc., as well as view the code, the actual ZIM code, and see bits that have circles in them. Okay, those are the ZIM examples. And you can also use a search. So up here, if I want to know how do I drag something, I hit drag, and now here's drag showing up with all of its examples and its parameters. There's the on top parameter, remember that, on top. You can also specify a rectangle to drag and whether you want it to slide, like you kind of throw it. All right, so there's the controls and the frame. Which gives us our framework that we're working in. And there we are. Isn't that neat? Let's go into the news. Make memes with ZIM Meme Maker was up there. The about, join Facebook, and don't be shy. These just go randomly, and the examples help Pragma meet her noble goals on Patreon. Oh, right, that's new. Let's go take a look there. So we click to go into Patreon. We're in an edit mode here, but you'd see this stuff. And what we're hoping to do is get ZIM to more people. We've built it. It is definitely all ready. And we'll do our best with grassroots to grow ZIM, but it may very well be that in this complex age of people consuming that we may have to do a marketing campaign to get to them. So even just $2 or $3 here would certainly help, and that's a monthly thing, and it's kind of neat. It's hardly anything for you. It's like a pack of gum, and yet if we only get 10 or so of these, we're all ready. We can start doing things like that. So we would really appreciate your support here. That's neat. And by the way, these characters, they're made by an animator. You know, we have to pay the animator, of course. And they are going to animate, so that's fun. He's in Brussels at the moment, but these will animate soon, so we'll see her actually animating winking, done with ZIM sprites. So look forward to that. I am Inventor Dan Zen. here at What's Bubbling at ZIM. Have a great day from both Dr. Abstract and Pragma, and we really hope that you get involved. Start coding in ZIM, share ZIM, come on into Facebook, say hi to us and stuff like that. Like some videos, and great. We'll have a great day, and ciao. Bye.